Welcome back to the Daily Mastermind. My name is George Wright III with your daily dose of inspiration, motivation, and education. I hope you had an amazing day yesterday. I am really looking forward to the topic we're going to talk about today because it's prosperity pillar number 9. And I'm really excited to talk to you about the idea of lifelong learning. So if you have the Prosperity Pillars poster or you're familiar with the 12 Prosperity Pillars, you know that principle number 9 says, I am committed to lifelong learning. I am committed to lifelong learning. Now, Napoleon Hill said, what the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. You really are powerful. I know that you can achieve great things, so let's talk a little bit about how the lifelong learning process plays a key role in helping you to become the best version of yourself. So let's talk a little bit about learning versus the process, right? Now, you may be thinking that you already know that you need to keep learning and constantly reading and studying, but I'm not talking about just reading. I'm not talking about just the activity. I want to talk to you today about a lifelong learning process as much as the act of just learning or learning new things. The application of knowledge is as important as actually learning something. If you don't apply something, you're truly not internalizing what you've learned. So when you're committed to lifelong learning, you're not just reading or listening to a podcast or watching a video or going to a live event. You're actually applying what you learn. That's the key to lifelong learning. Let me explain what I mean by this. Follow me as I kind of lead you along through this process. There's an equation that I like to refer back to, and it's the equation for creating belief. And we all know that belief is one of the biggest obstacles for people to be successful. And it goes like this. Learning plus application of knowledge equals new experiences, which leads you to beliefs. Remember, our goal, we talk all the time about how to create your ultimate destiny. And if you're not already living the life that you want to live, then the first thing you have to do is continue to grow in order to create a better life. And if you're growing, that means you're learning. That means you're applying new things. And you have to be continually applying the things that you learn because it's the learning and the application that'll create new experiences for you, things that'll get you outside your comfort zone, things that'll help increase your belief as you apply these newfound knowledge that you have. So as you continue to learn and create new experiences, your beliefs will grow. And your beliefs will give you more confidence and everything else you need to create more success in your life. So remember, your beliefs are either going to be validated or expanded by new learning and new experiences that you have. So let's talk a little bit about how you learn and the intent you put behind it. What I guess the point that I want to make is I'd like you to learn to be more intentional and effective with your learning. Because the way you study should be something that you do intentionally, that you think about. It shouldn't just be automatic, meaning you don't just listen to audiobooks or podcasts or newfound knowledge. You should really be doing it with intent to dissect the way that you can learn the best and implement this knowledge in a way that you can internalize it. Otherwise, you're just getting information and you're never going to truly learn that information. For example, maybe you're a reader, or maybe you prefer to listen to audios. Maybe you like to go to live events. Keep in mind, it's not just about doing the process as much as what's the best method for you to internalize things. In other words, if you're just listening to an audiobook while you're driving around town, that's not bad, but you're not fully growing and applying and studying the knowledge. Become obsessed with learning and studying rather than just going through the motions like a lot of us do. We talk about how we read and listen and get new knowledge, but we don't really intentionally try to internalize it. Be honest with yourself and specific with your intent. Don't just do things to do them. Do them so that you can be present and focused and apply them so your learning is a really productive process and will pay you dividends. Then your time that you spend learning will give you a return on your time. So continue this process with repetition because as you learn and grow and apply and get new experiences and new beliefs, this repetition is what's going to help you over time. It's not always about finding something new. That's why books like Think and Grow Rich have stood the test of time, because over decades, people have learned the same message, but they apply it over and over. And as you go through different parts of your life, you're going to utilize different parts of the learning and growth that you have. So that's why you've got to continue to learn. Now, one of the recommendations I want to have for you is to be open and teachable. Now that sounds kind of like a simple process, but what are the keys that you're going to need to do in order to be a successful learner? Well, number one, you have to be open-minded and teachable. You have to be someone who learns and doesn't just go through the motions because you think you've already heard that topic. So when you think, look, I've already heard that several times, you're choosing to close yourself off. You've got to be open-minded and stay teachable, stay fresh and young when it comes to getting more content and knowledge, because your experiences and your beliefs are going to change as you change. Your perspective on that knowledge may be totally different than when you learned it the first time. And I know with business, I've heard a lot of people say, look, we've tried that before. We've tried that before and it didn't work. That's another example of being closed-minded, because that doesn't mean the situations today are the same as they were before. You might have certain techniques that you apply today in today's marketplace that are completely different, and you get a completely different result. So be open-minded and be teachable. Also, learn from both your successes and your failures, because both successes and failures are learning experiences. Now, I know a lot of people would like, to say, and we've talked before about failure is a maybe defined as a success for you, but I don't necessarily agree that you can't learn a ton from your successes, because I also want to learn what to continue to do rather than what not to do. So learn from both your successes and failures. Both are good learning experiences. And remember, their successes and failures are not good or bad. They're just situations. They're just a learning process, and your perspective and filter will determine how you apply those in your life. Another suggestion I want to really emphasize is learn from a mentor. Another thing you can do is just get a mentor for yourself. Get someone who has experience and the beliefs that you are looking for, so you can get some of that belief transference. And then you're learning at the hands of someone who's actually done it. So getting a mentor, I think, is a really, really productive thing for you to do. And surround yourself with successful people, like we talk about in some of our other episodes we've done. We talk about how to keep that successful mindset around you and surround yourself with positivity and hardworking individuals, because that will increase your belief as well. And then the last thing I want to mention is I want you to really create habits of internalizing what you learn through your daily rituals. And what I mean by that is daily rituals are a key for your learning, because if you have daily rituals like working out or reading or meditating or whatever it is, they're going to put you through activities that help you to create new environments for learning and keep you consistently learning for the rest of your life. Just the fact that you're listening to the Daily Mastermind podcast is a great ritual. That's why I do this constantly, so that you can try to expand your mind, and maybe there's new ideas and strategies you can apply. It's my goal to help give you things that you can apply in your life, and it'll help you to continue this whole idea of lifelong learning as well. It's true what they say when they say if you're not growing, you're dying. So whether it's physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, lifelong learning is absolutely, without a doubt, going to help you to continue to grow. So let me just give you one strategy to use. What I would suggest for you to do this week is pull out your favorite book, go to the first chapter, and rather than trying to read through a book and look for cool ideas, really intently study that first chapter. I recommend Think and Grow Rich, because it's a timeless book that has just tons and tons of strategies in every single chapter. Pull out Think and Grow Rich, go through that, and you can even listen to that or read it on the Daily Mastermind, because we have the ebooks and audiobooks on there as well for free. But take a step to go deeper with your learning and more specific and intentional with your learning. I promise you it'll pay dividends for you when you do it with an intent and specificity. Anyway, that's my message for today. I hope that's something that gets you refocused on your learning. I'm looking forward to doing Prosperity Pillar number 10 tomorrow. And so I'll look forward to talking with you then. Do me a favor, send me some feedback. Let me know what I can do to help you. That's what I'm doing this podcast for. I look forward to hearing from your feedback at the Daily Mastermind on Facebook or Instagram. Or you can always email me at george@g3worldwide.com. That's my personal email address. I answer anyone who reaches out to me. So that's my message for today. I hope you have an amazing day, and I will talk with you more tomorrow. My name is George Wright III, and this has been the Daily Mastermind.